you don't want to have high blood pressure, don't listen to my FM interview. Reno told Buhari, Obi, Ezekwesili and RUFAI. Reno Mokri has accused the president administration of turning Nigeria into a Northern Brotherhood. In an interview with Nigerian Info FM, Reno stated that the heads of the executive, legislature, judiciary, army, police, Air Force, NSA, DMI, EFCC, NCS, NIS, and NPS are Northern Muslim men. It has never happened before in our country. Is Nigeria a Northern Muslim Brotherhood? Before the interview, Reno Mokri wrote, he said that I am about to go live on Nigeria Info FM. Again, I strongly urge President Muhammadu Buhari, Obi, Ezekwesili, and RUFAI not to watch if they know what is good for their blood pressures. I won't be responsible for any sudden happens if they refuse to heed this warning. During the interview, he said the heads of executive, legislature, judiciary, NSA, DMI, EFCC, NCS, NIS, and NPS are Northern Muslim men. It has never happened before that in Nigeria, Northern Muslim become a brotherhood country. General Muhammadu Buhari filed and was granted a subpoena in the US to check if former President Goodluck Jonathan has any foreign accounts. Let them come out and tell Nigerians what they found. Under ex-Goodluck Jonathan, Yaradua and Obasanjo, Nigeria had poverty alleviation programs, but General Muhammadu Buhari appears to have a poverty acceleration program. How can a government meet a foreign debt of $7 billion and increase it to $30 billion with nothing to show for it? Reno Mokri also accused President Muhammadu Buhari of focusing only on the North. Even in this pandemic, the North alone are the ones he is showing concern to. He gave facts and figures proving that President Muhammadu Buhari inept region is the most corrupt government in Nigerian history. He challenged anyone to contradict his facts, adding that EFCC is fighting opposition. Watch video of the interview below.
While you were with former President Goodluck Jonathan, now you're more visible. But people ask the question, are you an exile? Why is it that we don't see you often in the country?
Well, I lived in the United States for decades, and I first became resident in the United States at the age of 9 in 1983, and I was vice president of a political consulting firm in the U.S., and the Jonathan campaign was a client of mine in 2010, and I was invited from the U.S. to Nigeria to be his spokesperson. And so I didn't live in Nigeria, and naturally, when the job was over, I went back to my home and my family and my business in California. So I'm not in exile. I've been resident in the U.S. since age 9. I'm also a resident in the UK, so I'm not on exile.
Okay, great to know that, because it's something that has popped up over and over again. Let's not, like to say, deal with the elephant in the room, which has been the coronavirus and what has been happening. You're not in the country, so you can sort of compare notes with what is happening in the United Kingdom, I see you in, and with what is going on in Nigeria. Your assessment, having been in the government circle, how would you describe the Nigerian response to the coronavirus pandemic?
It's been very disappointing. You know, General Muhammadu Buhari is completely inept, and it's just a pity that Nigeria has started with such an incompetent administration at a time like this. You will recall that during our time, we had the wild Ebola virus, and we were the first nation in the whole world, bar none, to eradicate that virus. And how did we do it? We did it with good leadership. We had people right at the airport. We had a patriotic woman at Dadago. We had a partnership with the federal government and the Lagos and the River State government. But what we've seen in Nigeria under General Muhammadu Buhari is just a dereliction of duties. So you've seen that, if you notice, there's been a rise in strong governors because the nature abhors the vacuum. General Muhammadu Buhari should have closed the borders in February. I said so. Atiku Abubakar said so. I don't know if your audience will remember. In February, Atiku released a statement, close the borders. But this man, because of his selfish reason, we later found out that it was because his daughter and his chief of staff, Abba Kyari, were abroad, and he put the health of 200 million Nigerians at risk by refusing to close the border. If Nigeria had closed the border in February, as we requested, as we advised, we wouldn't be having this large-scale coronavirus. Now, don't believe anybody that tells you that there are 2,000 cases or 4,000 cases. That's absolute bunkum. Nigeria has so much coronavirus, but we don't know how many that we have. You'll see that when they do the count with the NCDC, they say Lagos has the most coronavirus. But Lagos doesn't have the most coronavirus. Lagos has the most coronavirus testing. So because Lagos has scaled up in testing, it seems like there's a lot. I'll give you an example. A former member of the House of Representatives wrote a letter to General Muhammadu Buhari saying that in Azare, in Bauchi State alone, within 1 week, 190 prominent people had died. Now, I'm not talking about Almajiris or, the lower class, the Talca. I'm talking about prominent people. How many northern traditional rulers have died? As I take it to you right now, 7. So there is right now an epidemic. It's the elephant in the room. General Muhammadu Buhari is in hiding in Aso Rock. He's not showing his face.
Let me ask you something here, Reno, because when you think about if you follow the presidential task force briefing that's been happening regularly, they're just learning the call, and so many of the things you hear happening in Abuja.
So viewers, you have heard Reno Omokri's interview concerning the government and Buhari's administration. I'm so sorry for cutting the video short. The video is longer than this. So viewers, with what I think all what Reno Omokri has said is very much correct. He accuses President Muhammadu Buhari of turning Nigeria into a northern brotherhood. That's fact, because all those people that he appointed, also all those people that he appointed as so-called appointed are all Fulanis. Those that he appointed in the villa in Aso Rock are all Fulanis. This is why Reno Omokri is saying this. That's why he's saying it. That's why he's saying that Buhari has turned Nigeria into a northern brotherhood, and that is the truth. So, the most tribalistic president Nigeria ever had is President Muhammadu Buhari. Buhari borrowed $13 billion, and if they ask him what he used the money for, he won't have any comment to make. Imagine that he borrowed $30 billion US, nothing to show for it. What did he use the money for? This is what Omokri is trying to say, and Nigerians. Godojulata asked Buhari to give account, because he knew quite all right that when he was leaving the seat, he left reasonable amount of cash in the bank, in the account of Nigeria. So why is President Muhammadu Buhari still borrowing money from Chinese people? Why do they keep borrowing? Why did he borrow money from Chinese when we know that there's a lot of money, huge amount of money that Jonathan left in the account is enough, and it will remain. It's more than enough to solve the problems in this country. So where did the money go to? Where? It owed $30 billion US, even more than that. They shared many more that they share the money among each other. They've shared it, and they are saying corruption. They want to talk how will corruption ends in this country. How will it end? I so much so much shame the Yorubas that they voted Buhari. They are Buhari supporters. The Yorubas all voted for Buhari. Most especially our Christian brothers and sisters that supported Buhari against Goodluck Jonathan. Now they are regretting. They are saying, "Adaino." Imagine that. When they were voting for him, they never knew. They were thinking or they thought that Buhari is going to do according to what he has promised. Now that he has failed, they are now blaming him. Some that voted for him because of the shame, they still keep supporting President Muhammadu Buhari, and they know quite within them that Buhari is not, he has not tried. Buhari is fucking up, but they don't want people to start blaming them or criticizing them that maybe you voted for Buhari, so be facing the challenges. Don't say anything concerning Buhari. So they are trying to summon courage. That is why they are still voting for and supporting Buhari, despite everything he has done to Nigerians. So, viewers, what is your take on this news? Your comment is very much needed. Drop them below the comment box. Click on the subscribe button as well as the bell button to receive updates whenever I publish new videos. Thank you.